What a game! It's the peak Barclays. Sensational performance from Chelsea. Really brilliant one. Came back from losing position thrice. I mean, the XG from both sides tells the whole story. But let's see how Chelsea nearly defeated Manchester City. So starting from both teams' lineup, Chelsea had one change of Cucurella, and City, as you know, Stones, Nathan Ake were out, whereas Jeremy Doku started ahead of Jack Grealish. But Pochettino's man came up with real game plan. Starting with on the ball, Chelsea had as usual as their Enzo Caicedo double pivot. But the role of Cole Palmer was crucial alongside Enzo Fernandez. As Man City pressed high and Gallagher was assigned to be a little bit up top, it was Palmer who helped them to play through the central area and exploit City's central space. And why I said Enzo Fernandez was crucial, as City applied a 4-1-4-1 out of possession and it was tightly man-marked. So to give him more time and space, Fernandez constantly dropped at left back or left centre back position, and it actually allowed Cucurella to advance more forward. But City were more aggressive in press than Chelsea, but aggressive doesn't always mean you will get it right. I mean, I can say that today Chelsea were the better team out of possession. But before going into that topic, let's see Chelsea's second goal to know why City were not good in out of possession and how Chelsea exploited it. First, Sanchez got the ball here. Look at how advanced City are here. Here now you can see there is a rotational movement between Gallagher and Enzo. Gallagher drops in, Enzo advances, seeing the space. Sanchez launches it forward and it falls down to Walker, who cleared it badly. The ball rolls on to Fernandez and everybody knows what happened next. But let's see it again. The movement, that midfield movement between Gallagher and Enzo seeing the space and going into it, and that's what made this goal great. Obviously, Guardiola's mistakes shadowed it, but we have to praise Sanchez too about how good he was today with all his distributions. And if we have seen this goal, let's quickly see how Chelsea got their third goal, because it also involved how Pochettino identified his mistake at the start of the second half and how he changed it. So at the start of the second half, Pochettino gave Palmer more free role. This actually made him free from his positional duty, but actually it didn't suited him much, because somebody has to fill in that right wing position. So Pochettino assigned Gallagher that right wing position, which actually nullified Chelsea's attack from that right hand side. Even Reece James' advanced positioning was affected, which he was getting when Palmer was there on that right wing and he was cutting in. So there was no real threat from Chelsea from that right hand side, even if Palmer was more centrally. So Pochettino made substitution and it actually was worth it. Mudryk for Enzo. That means Gallagher would now be a double pivot with Caicedo, Sterling at right wing, so Palmer would get more centrally stable position. And if we look at the build-up of third goal, here Gallagher has got the ball and he switches it to Mudryk. He immediately charges on and turn to take on. And look at Caicedo's positioning, which actually helped Mudryk to find him. Had Caicedo been little bit down in his position, I think we might have not got the goal. Caicedo immediately turns and finds Gallagher, and then we all know it's the little moments, the clever one, which got Chelsea's goal. But now let's see why Chelsea were the better team off the ball. So for City, as you know, John Stones was not available, so Pep assigned that job to Manuel Akanji. Not kind of similar role, but yeah, a pivotal role. So City had their same three at the back build-up, Akanji plus Rodri as a double pivot, Alvarez and Bernardo Silva in the half spaces, which sometimes was threatful, but not enough. I mean, on that right hand side, Alvarez was making in behind run sometime and tried to find Haaland, and Foden usually had his moments trying to curl that in. But that's it. The threat was much less on that left hand side. City's third goal can be a great example of a brilliant counter-attack, but that too when Thiago Silva was positionally exposed. And I think Chelsea's off the ball 4-4-2 was absolutely spot on. That kept City little bit quiet. It was a real compact mid-block and Chelsea used it as a press trigger. I mean, I don't know how to say that, but whenever City played the ball through the center, Chelsea were so aggressive in press, like it was a trigger. As soon as the ball is bypassed through first line, we press. Look at how crowded it is now than it was before. Chelsea made it really tight for City, and it actually created lots of counter for Chelsea. And that's why Rodri and Bernardo Silva were constantly dropping to receive and get more time in space with the ball. As for Rodri and Akanji, Jackson and Gallagher really marked them, cutting the passing lines. That's why Rodri dropped more often and Akanji pushed high. Overall, it was a brilliant performance by Chelsea. Yes, they conceded some silly goals, a deflection, a penalty which I think never was a penalty, but this team never gave up. That was the important part. The substitution were spot on by Pochettino, even the Broja one, against the tire legs of City's defense. But what did you make of this Chelsea's performance? And can Chelsea still make it to the top 4? Comment below.